Hi guys, guess what time it is? It is time to do a deep clean of all of this. It's bad. If you have watched cleanup videos on my channel, this should not surprise you. So I'm just gonna kind of give you guys just like a quick overview. Again, we've just been piling stuff up the last couple of months. As I work on things, they kind of get tossed on the floor. Bye. And it's sort of reached the point where I no longer have a kid in here doing class, so I want to get everything cleaned up and kind of give myself like a good place to kind of jump back into some stuff, especially with summer break. Now, I do want to go ahead and say that as of right now, because this is past me, I don't know if I'm going to do a voiceover or put music on this. I'll probably put up a poll and see what you guys prefer. Some people enjoy watching me clean, some people don't. If it's not for you, skip it, don't watch this video. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I do want to say that normally my go-to is that I will clean like my working and like filming area first, so that basically when I get tired of cleaning, I can jump back into projects. That's not really where my mind is at right now because it's been so long since I've been able to get up here and actually clean. So this is probably going to be hard for anybody with OCD, anybody that has like a particular order. I'm not going to focus on that. Like, the good cleaner in me would obviously like put everything away, organize stuff, then do like cleaning and vacuuming and wiping. That's not going to work for me today. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of just start in a corner and go with the flow. Like, literally go with where my brain takes me. And it might mean vacuuming the same thing more than once, because right now there's cat hair everywhere. It's driving me nuts. This is why I spend $19 on blinds, because she thinks that she's smaller than she is, and she thinks that she can get to that bird on my neighbor's roof. So I'm gonna start here and kind of see where it goes. Future me, when I'm editing this, will know whether or not to just put music on it and let you guys like get the satisfaction of watching something be cleaned, or if I'm gonna kind of talk to you guys at the same time. So gonna go check and see who that is, put some music on, and get going. All right, here we go, guys. I posted a poll on my community tab on YouTube and was asking if you guys preferred music compared to a voiceover, and most of you voted for a voiceover. So now you get to listen to me and watch me clean. So again, just like I kind of mentioned in the intro, I chose to just start in this corner. The like giant weird paper thing that I pulled out was actually my son's 4th grade gate project, which I pretty much built 90% of it. Once I looked at the instructions, I figured out there's no way that he's not detail oriented enough, and you had to be very precise with everything. So I helped him with the majority of it, and then we ended up not having to turn it in. So I was a little bitter over that. So I finally threw that thing away tonight, but it had been taking up that corner for a while. Pretty much I am focused on like an area, not necessarily, you know, dusting everything first or organizing everything first. I just started in the corner and, you know, went with, like I said, where my brain was taking me. So I just use my vacuum to suck up the majority of the cat hair. Even though we brush her, she sits in this basket in front of my window anytime somebody's in the office. So naturally, just because she's sitting there and there's fans and air conditioning and stuff going on, and that's usually where she takes her bath, cat hair just ends up everywhere. So I made sure to just kind of wipe down everything. I organized that little container better so that it had a lot of my go-to printer papers. So like my full-size photo paper, 4x6 photo paper, cardstock that I print journaling on, and just regular like printer paper. And from there, I just kind of switched over to my computer desk, and I'm just trying to kind of clean up all the stuff that's just sort of sitting there. I had been constantly rotating stuff out of the front USB ports of my desktop. So it was definitely needed to kind of pull everything out, get all the cat hair that sort of accumulates in like the dust bunnies that just, you know, tend to cling to all your like electronic cords and stuff. So I end up vacuuming this area a couple times just because every time I moved something around, like more dust would get, you know, dislodged from somewhere. I actually considered putting away the webcam because I was thinking, okay, my son is done with class. Do I really need to have this webcam out? And I decided, yes, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I've never been able to get the built-in one on my monitor to work. And over the last year, I have kind of enjoyed like virtual Zooms and Google Meets and stuff with like different scrapbooking groups. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to keep it because in all likelihood, I'll probably keep doing some of those over the summer. So again, I'm just pulling everything out, dusting it, wiping it down, giving everything like a really good clean, which I had not been able to do, like I said, over the last couple of months. Just anytime I was coming in here, it was literally just to kind of get deadlines done, do a quick dirty edit on a video, that kind of thing. I wasn't really spending time up here like I normally would. I kind of missed doing like the end of month room reset that I had started, and then, you know, the world went to poop and so did my ability to care. So I'm kind of hoping to maybe ease back into that, especially over the summer. But so yeah, I just got kind of all that stuff put back, and I almost always end up having to do like a final wipe of everything again. Okay, just popping in because I am breaking for lunch. So I got all of this cleaned out. I kind of somewhat cleaned up as far as like paper and stuff in here, because like in here I keep different cardstock, so like just cheap cardstock to print journaling on. This one is Nina 80 pounds, so more like using for Copics. And then I have regular printer paper, the Walmart cardstock that's really good for printing on, photo paper, stuff like that. And then I've got like 3 of these things around my house for the Epson, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest in here. The ones for my like eco tank, I think I stuck them in here, which I have the blue, pink, and yellow that I also need to refill today. I have the bottles downstairs. So that's the kind of frustrating thing about these drawers, is I wish that they were maybe a little bit wider, just so that you could get 3 reams side by side, or even a little bit deeper so that if you turned them you could do like 2, but it doesn't really work like that. I know a lot of people get frustrated with the fact that you can't, like this goes back another 2-3 inches. Some people get frustrated that the drawer doesn't pull all the way out. I'm okay with it because I put stuff like this kind of shoved all the way back, and then I just use the front area for stuff that I get to pretty regularly. Haven't actually like vacuumed the floor yet, but I just did like a detail, get rid of the cat hair, get rid of stuff that doesn't belong, wipe everything down. I had to wipe things a couple times just because there's so much like dust and cat hair that just kind of falls from other stuff. So like I even did back behind there. I still need to go through this. I mean, this is sad. This is SD cards and Lost and Lonely stamps. So I don't know why they're together, but they are. So obviously this is sort of the equator. I haven't touched anything over here. But I'm feeling really good about at least this part. Like, I don't have any more school stuff over here. I took down the schedules. I took down the login information. Just kind of moved on from that. The last thing I kind of need to do is deal with the school stuff. So this is kind of all his stuff. So I need to go through and just either chuck it, throw it in the recycling bin, figure out what I'm going to do with it, and figure out what is actually under here. But I don't know if I'm going to do that today. Like I said, I'm going with wherever my general mood takes me. So pausing here and I'm gonna come back and do some more. Hey guys, I'm checking in mostly because I went down, ate lunch, got some stuff done, and then I came back in and it was like that wall of I don't want to keep cleaning. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that. Even if this is, say this is the end of this video or it's somewhere in the middle, like I said, I don't know where future me is going to be as far as editing this, but I have heard from a lot of you guys that these videos are very motivating to you to help you clean your own space. I've gotten private messages on Facebook, you know, telling me that sort of seeing this level of mess makes you feel better about your level of mess. I've had other people say, like, while I enjoy watching you clean this, I could never let my room get that way. Like, I put things away as soon as I'm done. Like, I find everybody's sort of method interesting. I just have no shame or TMI filter, and I put it out there for you guys to share. So I just wanted to pop in to tell you that some days I have to force myself to keep going. I sat down and, you know, I'm scrolling Facebook and kind of doing some stuff on the computer right here and basically trying to talk myself out of doing it and finding something else that I could possibly get in the mood for. And that's, I can tell just by the fact that I'm not in the mood to go read or go sit down and veg out and watch TV or play a game or something. Which is telling me that I need to just stay up here and keep cleaning and just let you guys know that, knowing that I'm going to edit this video in the future and knowing that you guys are going to watch it and knowing that some of you will enjoy it kind of helps me get back into it. So, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to touch on, like, if this is the state of your room, maybe this kind of helps motivate you, you know, get it clean. I definitely don't think that you need to get it done in a day. Like I said, it would make more sense from a cleaning standpoint, like how I clean the rest of my house, is I go and find all the things that are not in their home, put them away, then clean the surfaces, then do the floors, like that kind of a thing. That's not going to work for me in here because there's not homes for everything, because that's a whole other issue. So for me, I kind of tackle things differently. Like I said, I normally will work on my like scrap desk first so that it's available to me. That's clearly not, that has clearly not happened yet. Today I have kind of just focused on sort of, like I said, one area, and I'm kind of going around the room. So now that I'm here, I kind of need to figure out, am I going left? Am I going right? And they're both equally so. But I just wanted to pop in and let you guys know, like, there's no right or wrong in how you keep your craft room. Like, it's your craft room, you do you. I share on here because a lot of you enjoy it, and like I said, it's motivating to me to know, okay, I want to be able to share like an end result that is a positive end result, so that makes me feel like I need to jump back in, get going. So I'm gonna turn some music on and get going, even though I really just don't want to. All right, so here we go. I decided to go to the right, which is where my kind of main work area is, and it's pretty bad. Like, there's just stuff everywhere. I am kind of, I guess, a stacker. You give me a flat surface, I'm gonna stack that thing up and deal with it later. So I didn't really have like a rhyme or reason to what I was doing, but I kept finding random stamps that I had stuck to the side of containers. So knowing that I had just been kind of somewhat putting things away for the last couple months, I made sure that any container that was on my desk, I was completely dumping it out and going through everything that's in there. And I'm going to apologize. Clearly, because of that, I'm pretty sure that white board right there in the front, which is where I put sketches when I'm working, my camera's having a hard time trying to decide to focus on me or to focus on that foam board being in the foreground. So if that makes you sick, I'm sorry. This is not a professional setup over here. So once I kind of dumped out a container, cleaned it out, put everything back how it needed to be, I kind of just moved it off to the side to the clean area. And that's sort of a landing zone. I like to kind of just get it out of the way, move on, and then it's slowly emptying my desk area because I know I'm going to need to wipe my desk down and I don't want to have to move things over and over and over again. And I did kind of rearrange some of these like bins and containers that I keep on my desk to hopefully make it a little bit easier when I'm working and keeping things out of frame. Because for the most part, my camera kind of stops, like the top frame kind of stops like an inch above my little pink mat. So I do try to keep things out of frame. I've had people complain about stuff being in the frame, but I've kind of reached a point where if something like that bothers you, this is not the channel for you. If my drink or my phone is gonna mess up your viewing pleasure, it's fine. Just hit that back arrow. It's fine. There's so many other scrapbooking channels on here. There's somebody that's probably gonna have a tidier workspace than me. This big bin, I, in theory, try to keep things on there like ink swatches. I keep some 12 by 12 chipboard pieces in the back because I put, like when I do white paint on the edges of photos, I like to put them on there to dry. But man, I was finding all kinds of stuff in there that really just did not need to be in there. So I kind of went through things a little bit more and just tried to figure out what really needed to be in there. So I decided to kind of keep my reference material, like swatches and stuff like that. I keep some printed out to-do list, calendars for what's due for the scrap room. I kind of use that calendar to also schedule out my own videos, you know, during the times when I'm actually like somewhat organized with that. And then I emptied out one of these like smaller ones and I just decided to kind of keep some things that I reach for pretty regularly, which tends to be things like masking tape or washi tape, mostly for die cutting and for printing journaling. And I don't like to go digging through a drawer trying to remember where I put that stuff. And then from there, it was just a lot of random stuff. And I don't know if you can see it, but over on the lower right hand side of the frame, kind of below my tush, I'm literally throwing stuff on the floor. If it's a stamp set, a die set, die cuts, something that like has a home, I just started stacking everything on the floor because to me, it's easier to just put all that stuff together at one time than to keep going and putting my stamps away over and over and over again. So I just kind of knew that that was probably going to be something that I would end up having to do in part 2. This being part 1 is going to end here because I did not realize that my camera battery died and I kind of stopped once I got this part of my desk clean. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you find this motivating. I hope it sparks a little bit of the urge to go wipe down or dust or clean some of your own room. And I will catch you guys in another video as soon as I can.